What's going on, guys? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another Major League Baseball video. I miss baseball so much that I am now starting to dream about it. Yes, this video came from a dream I had yesterday. The thumbnail kind of just appeared in my dreams, and then I woke up, and now I'm going to make this video. We are going to rank baseball players by height. So the best baseball player from every single height, whether it's 5'6", all the way to the tallest guy in baseball at 6'9". I think he's actually the only 6'9" player in baseball, but it's going to be a lot of fun. If you want to see more videos like this, slap a like. Also, we are getting closer to 200,000 subs, so if you have not subscribed, now is the time to do so. And without further ado, let's start talking baseball. So obviously we have to start off with the shortest player in Major League Baseball. At least from when I did my research, it said that Jose Altuve was the shortest. Now I don't know if Terrence Gore classifies as a Major League Baseball player, but even so, Jose Altuve is worlds better than Gore. This man is the definition of speak softly and carry a big stick. I don't really hear Jose Altuve saying a lot. When he does, even when he got caught for the whole trash can scandal, he was very apologetic. I do have to give him his props. Now, I don't condone it because this guy is going to get clowned on for the rest of forever. So if you hate Jose Altuve, I can understand why. But the man absolutely rakes. And me being 5'8", he makes me feel better about myself because I never really had the biggest power. But if you work out a lot, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, he knew what pitch was coming. Not in 2019 when he hit 30-plus home runs. So at 5'6", the first player on today's list, Jose Altuve is a small man with a big bat. So I want to give him his props, even though I know a lot of you are going to clown on him. At 5'7" tall, Marcus Stroman is going to be the next player on our list. I didn't really find too many guys that were 5'7", but I think that Marcus Stroman does provide a pretty solid case for himself. He's also very exciting on Twitter. If you guys have not followed him, I suggest that you do because he tweets a lot of crazy and wild stuff. He's very entertaining, but on the bump, he is just as entertaining. I don't really like the fact that he switches up his timing, so he'll pick up his leg and then he wiggles and then he waits 5 seconds and then he throws the pitch. A lot of you guys really like that. I think it's a little bit cheesy, but he's very electric. He's one of those guys that when he's on top of his game, you can't really touch him. His changeup is dirty. I didn't really realize that he was this short. I think because he pitches so dominant sometimes that he just looks bigger to the eye. But Marcus Stroman is going to be our second player at 5'7", easily the best player at that height. Ozzie Albies is going to be our best player at 5'8", and it's crazy to me that this man is only going to make $40 million for the next 5 seasons. They absolutely robbed, I'm talking about the Braves, they robbed both Acuna and Albies. I don't really understand why they signed those really low contracts, but regardless, these guys can perform at elite levels, and yes, Acuna is going to be in today's video. But Ozzie Albies, one of the best, if not the best second baseman in all of baseball. I want you guys to let me know, who is now the king at second base? Is it DJ LeMahieu? Is it Jose Altuve? Is it Ozzie Albies? I want you guys to let me know, but I think because Ozzie plays a great second base, he has a pretty decent arm, he's a switch hitter, I really like him, so he's going to be on today's video. So to provide some context in the timing of me recording this video, it is currently April 11th and I am in full-fledged quarantine. What does that mean? Mookie Betts might not be an LA Dodger if the season doesn't start. So if you're watching this 6 months after I released it, just know at the time of me recording this, Mookie Betts is a member of the LA Dodgers. But we know when he was with the Red Sox, easily one of the best players, top 5 talent in all of baseball, and honestly, top 5 talent that we've seen in the last decade. His 10 WAR was one of the best seasons that we've ever seen in the history of baseball. So the fact that he's 5'9", putting up numbers that guys that are 6'4" and 6'5" can't even do, it just shows that don't use the excuse that I used in high school. I told myself, I'm too short. There's no way that I can compete with guys like Joey Gallo, who had an absolute moonshot off me my freshman year of high school. I thought, I can't make it, I'm not going to play. No, all of these guys, Jose Altuve, Marcus Stroman, Ozzie Albies, Mookie Betts, and even our next player, we're going to save that for just a second. It's proven that you don't have to be the tallest guy to be an MVP. So Mookie Betts, right now, a member of the LA Dodgers, he can walk, which is the craziest thing, because if the season's canceled, he gets a full year of service time, and he can go back to the Red Sox without ever playing a game in LA. But we all know he's the truth. He's an absolute joy to watch. Best player at 5'9". Now 5'10" was a little bit harder because we had Kirby Eights and Sonny Gray. I almost went with Gray, but because Yates has been so dominant for a couple seasons in a row, I am going to choose Kirby Eights. He's from Hawaii, little fun fact from you guys, but at 5'10", the guy throws absolute cheddar. His splitter is almost unhittable if he throws it right. I know a lot of you guys don't like him because he's kind of BP if you play MLB The Show, but I promise you, in real life, Kirby Eights is going to shut the door down pretty much 90% of the time. One of the best relief pitchers that we've seen probably since Kenley Jansen was in his prime, and maybe even Craig Kimbrell, because in back-to-back seasons, Yates has been untouchable. Really like this guy. The final player on today's video that is under 6 feet tall is going to be my favorite player in all of baseball, Francisco Lindor. He is coming in at 5'11", but because I actually ran into him in a baseball game a couple weeks ago down in Las Vegas. The Indians came to play against the A's in our brand new AAA ballpark, and I can tell you guys right now, he doesn't look that tall, but Francisco Lindor is built like a truck. He's actually pretty thick, and he's got muscles on top of muscles. So when he first came up, I remember I was watching with my grandpa. I said, "Grandpa, this guy is going to be good, but I don't think he's going to be a 35 home run guy." No, he proved me completely wrong. Not only can he fly on the base paths, I think MLB The Show has it wrong. He's a whole lot faster than 60-something speed. He's got platinum defense. He can hit 30 home runs. He can steal 20 stolen bases. Francisco Lindor is going to get paid $350 to $400 million when his contract is up. So are the Indians going to be able to resign him? I don't know, that's a lot of money, but he's definitely the best player at 5'11". Ronald Acuna Jr., the man. I mean, I don't even know if you can really consider him a man. What is he, 20, 21 years old? One of the most complete players in baseball. Now, I do think that a lot of people are overrating him. Now, I don't mean to say that Ronald Acuna Jr. is overrated, but I think that people are hyping up just a little bit too much, because while he did almost hit 40-40, his OPS wasn't that high, so he is not a better hitter than Juan Soto, but I will give him the benefit of the doubt. I think right now, if you compare the two, Juan Soto to Ronald Acuna Jr., because they are so young, I will take Acuna right now, but Soto, he is just so vastly superior as an all-around baseball hitter, just not as a baseball player, because Acuna, his glove is finally showing that it can be elite. His arm is really good. He's got 85 plus speed. I promise you that he's going to be a 40-40 guy at least once in his career. He reminds me a lot of Alfonso Soriano, but a more fine-tuned, complete Alfonso Soriano, which is crazy to say, but he's our first and best player at 6 feet. 6'1", we're gonna go with Anthony Rendon. He just came off an absolutely studly 2019 season in which he raked in the regular season and then carried that into the postseason. I honestly thought that he was going to win World Series MVP, but Steven Strasburg was just way too good. Even Juan Soto could have stolen some votes as well. But Rendon is going to be so good in that lineup. With our next player on the list, so I know I didn't really talk about Anthony Rendon too much, but the man just flat out rakes. You guys know everything that Anthony Rendon stands for, an absolute savage. He doesn't really say that much. He reminds me a lot. I don't mean to put Jose Altuve in the same category as Anthony Rendon, but as baseball players, they don't say a lot. They just kind of let their play do the talking. And next up at 6'2", Mike Trout. So I wanted to kind of group these two guys together because they're on the same team now. So you have 6'1" Anthony Rendon. You probably are going to have Mike Trout hitting in front of him. So I think Mike Trout is going to hit 50 home runs and average 120 RBIs for the next 5 seasons. Whenever Anthony Rendon is in the lineup, you can expect absolutely historic numbers, like even greater than what Mike Trout has been doing so far. So at 6'1", Anthony Rendon, 6'2", the GOAT himself, Mike Trout. When I was young, I watched this interview from Alex Rodriguez, and it really put me down because he said that 6'3" was the perfect height to play Major League Baseball. Now, this is me at like 5'8". I'm not growing anymore. My growth plates have completely halted. I'm not getting any taller. I used to be one of the bigger kids, and then everyone caught up to me and then eventually surpassed me. But A-Rod was 6'3", the perfect baseball height. So technically, if we're using A-Rod standards, Christian Yelich is the perfect height to play baseball. At 6'3", he is going to be my best player from that height, and I think no one is going to argue with that. He almost won MVP in back-to-back seasons, even though he missed 30-something games after he shattered his leg. He fouled a baseball into his leg. That hurts like a you-know-what. But Yelich, an almost 2-time MVP, won it in 2018. 2019 was actually even better with the offensive. I mean, I just cannot believe how good Christian Yelich is. And the fact that the Brewers got him for Lewis Brinson, possibly the worst player in Major League Baseball history, I feel bad for Marlins fans. It's just, they continue to get screwed. So at this point, I would say all of these picks have been fairly easy for me, but 6'4" is actually proving to be a little bit tough because we have Cody Bellinger, Jacob Degrom, and Gerrit Cole. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave it up to you guys in the comment section down below. I'm going to talk about each guy real quick, and then you guys have to let me know the final result in the comment section down below. So first up, we have Cody Bellinger. I mean, what more do you want me to say about Cody Bellinger? I know that he did kind of get worse as the season progressed, but he is elite with speed. He is one of the best defenders, if not the best defender out in right field, up there with Mookie Betts and Aaron Judge. So he's our first player at 6'4", the 2019 National League MVP, and also the 2019 Cy Young winner in the National League. Back-to-back Cy Young Award winner Jacob Degrom is also 6'4". We all know that he shattered the mold. First it was King Felix. I know Foolish Baseball talked about this. King Felix and Jacob Degrom are proving that win-loss means absolutely nothing if we're talking about pitchers. He's so dominant. And then also Gerrit Cole is 6'4". I mean, how do you choose from all of these guys? I mean, if you want the offensive player, you go Bellinger. But between Jacob Degrom and Gerrit Cole, who you guys going with? This one's super tough, and I'm excited to see what you guys have to say. Oh, great. Another guy that is going to get clowned as soon as I say his name. Justin Verlander stands at 6'5". I thought he was 6'4" maybe, but now that I think about it in my head, yeah, he's actually a very tall human being. Could you guys imagine how many more girls I would get if I was 6'5"? All right. Shut up, Fuzz. Now, I guess one thing I can say to soften the blow of bringing up his name, because I know a lot of you guys are going to say bang, 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 bang in the comment section down below. Him and his wife, Kate Upton, are actually donating a huge amount of money to different charities to help support COVID. So congrats to them. I'm going to give them a quick round of applause. But we're talking about a two-time Cy Young Award winner, a Rookie of the Year winner. He's also won an MVP as a starting pitcher, which is so hard to do. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Verlander is my guy at 6'5". Now we're going to go into a dude. They're teammates. Again, we have teammates 6'6" and 6'7". I think that you guys know who we're going to talk about. They are men amongst boys if we're talking about baseball players. Stanton and Judge could easily pass as basketball players or football players, because Stanton, again, he's got muscles on top of muscles. He stands at 6'6". I think that he is really good. Now, the only other guy that I could really put in the 6'6" category was Noah Syndergaard, but I think if we're talking about the best player when they're healthy, I'm going with Giancarlo Stanton, because he's won that MVP. He's pretty good on defense as well. I think he's underrated. We all know how great his arm is, but Stanton, he's going to be my guy at 6'6", and then Aaron Judge. The fact that people say that Aaron Judge is overrated just shows that some of you don't really understand baseball as an entirety, because a lot of people say, oh, Aaron Judge, he strikes out a lot, so 30% of the time he's absolutely worthless. Nope, he's an elite defender. He's actually not too bad on the base path. So considering his height, I think that he absolutely plays at an elite level. Giancarlo Stanton at 6'6". And here's one that actually kind of surprised me. Now, I knew Tyler Glasnow was tall, but I didn't realize that he was 6'8" tall. Now, what does that mean? He throws 100 miles an hour, but the thing that you have to take into account as well is the perceived velocity. So let's say that he's throwing 100, but because his legs are so long and he's actually closer to you because of his stride when he throws that pitch, he's probably throwing 102 to 103 on every single fastball because of the perceived velocity. He's throwing a whole lot closer, so it's going to be perceived as faster. So he is going to be one of those guys that I think will go underrated for the next couple of seasons. He was good in the playoffs until the Astros, they started doing their thing, but I think because of his age, I think the Rays, they always seem to fix baseball players. He's going to be great for a long time. And then last but not least, the tallest player in baseball. You probably have never heard of him, just like I didn't hear about him, but Brad, bear with me, I don't know how to say his last name. Brad Week, it's spelled W-I-E-C-K. This man had 18 strikeouts in 10 innings pitched last year for the Chicago Cubs. I mean, that's like a 16.3 strikeouts per nine. Absolutely dominant. I would not want to face this guy. And if you don't believe me, I'm rolling the clip right now. That curveball against Kyle Seager was disgusting. But thank you guys so much for watching. I thought that this video was actually pretty fun to make. If you want to see more, slap a like and subscribe. Again, we are on the road to 200K before opening day, whenever that happens. But thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.